Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Let me introduce myself. My name is, well, you'll find that out find out by yourself later on. No use telling you everything at the very beginning. I'm a delegate to this convention, and a funny thing happened to me on the way to the first meeting. Well, it may not seem very funny to you. And come to think of it, it wasn't very funny to me either. But I'm already getting ahead of my stories, so I'll start from the very beginning. I was sitting like this in the lobby of the hotel one morning, minding my own business, not a care in the world, free as a bird, happy as a lark, when a woman walked toward me. Need I say more?
Pardon me.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you have the right time?
Yes, I do.
Well,
Well, what?
maybe you did hear me.
I heard you perfectly.
I asked you very politely if you had the right time.
And I answered you very politely that I did.
Look here, mister, whatever your name is. Would you mind telling me what time it is?
Oh, that's different. You didn't ask me that at first. Now let me explain. You see, I've always made it a habit to answer just exactly what is asked of me and not anything else. Life is much simpler that way. So, when you asked me if I had the right time, I said yes, I did. But if you would have asked me what time it is, I would have answered you promptly and correctly.
Well, of all things, I asked you a simple question. Why did you have to make such a long explanation? For what reason?
How should I know? What am I, a philosopher?
Well, whatever you are, or whoever you are, I have no intention of starting an argument with a stranger.
In the first place, who's arguing? And in the second place, I'm not a stranger anymore, and neither are you. Because at least we're talking to each other, right?
Of course we're talking, but we're not saying anything. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know how all this started in the first place.
But that's just the point, isn't it? It's a good way to start a conversation, or even an argument.
Did you ever meet such a man? I did.
You see, my friend, and who knows, we might even become good friends. You see, if I had merely answered your question the way you wanted me to and told you the right time, what would you have said to me?
I would have said thank you.
Exactly. And then?
And then what?
And then I would have said you're welcome, and you would have walked away, and we might never have said another word to each other. Right?
Really?
I knew you'd understand and see it my way. Now that we're acquainted, so to speak. My name is... See, I told you you'd find that out later. My name is Bergman, Richard Bergman.
Richard Burton?
No, Richard... No, not Richard Burton. Bergman. Although I do appreciate the compliment.
Well, my name is Davids. Mrs. Betty Davids.
Betty David?
No, Davids. D-A-V-I-D-S.
Now, if I had put my delegate badge on, my God, if I can get it out of my pocket, then you would have known what my name is.
Well, what a coincidence. I'm also delegate to that convention. I live right here in Akron. And you?
I'm from Cleveland, up in the Heights, that is.
From Cleveland? I used to live there when I was a young girl, not too many years ago. That's what I said.
Well, what do you know?
Isn't that the truth?
Cleveland in those days. I knew it so well when I was a young boy. And believe me, that was many years ago.
Oh, you don't even look as old as you are.
Now, what is that?
I only meant that I would guess you were about,
Well, I'm not that old. Why, I have very young grandchildren, I'll have you know.
So have I. I'll have you know. Don't tell me you carry pictures of them with you.
As a matter of fact, I do. Oh, there they are.
Bergman?
David? Didn't we go to different schools together?
Didn't the family have a store on Woodland Avenue?
Yes, and didn't your father always buy things and bring them back the next day?
That was my uncle.
Don't tell me you're the little Betty with the long pigtails. Excuse the expression. And funny-looking little brother.
Yes, that was my nephew. And what about your family? I'll never forget, what's her name? The one who did you know what?
You have her confused with, you know who I mean. The one who lived next door to.
No. She was older than the one you're talking about. And furthermore, she lived upstairs with.
No, that was the middle one.
Don't say it. Please don't say it.
What?
If you say it's a small world, I'll scream.
It's a small world.
Now tell me, what special thing are you doing here at the convention?
Well-
What committees?
Well, I'm glad you asked me because you can be my audience. You see, I'm to be on the program tonight and I prepared a song from my native land.
You call Cleveland your native land?
No, not Cleveland. You remember, don't you, that I was born in Ireland? When Irish eyes are smiling, short as like a morning spring, with a lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels.
And all these years, I used to think you were just joking when you told us you were an Irishman.
Well, actually, I lost my Irish accent at the age of 3 when we arrived in Cleveland. Those were the days. The Perry Theater, Harmon School.
Oh, I remember the beautiful Fountain Movie Theater, Case Woodland School,
And the Hartnett on 55th Street in Woodland. Wasn't that something?
and the church on 55th and Central Avenue. We used to think there will never be anything quite so beautiful as that sanctuary.
And the open streetcars that used to clang up and down the street. Oh, and the marketplaces where I used to always steal some fruit.
How I love Saturday nights on 37th and Woodland around the big Phoenix apartments with families sitting on the porches, children playing in the backyard. No television, not even radio. Would you believe it?
People actually sat and talked with their neighbors, and they were friendly. Imagine, friendly.
Now let's stop this because they say it's a sign of old age when we begin talking of past memories.
Well, I'm certainly not old. I might be elderly, but I'm not old.
As long as you're young at heart.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying for years.
And you said you're not a philosopher?
We could go on like this for a long time. But I have to get ready for tonight.
And I really should be getting back to my daughter's house. That's where I live, you know.
But wait, I just thought of an idea. Why can't you and I sing a song tonight for the convention program?
Oh, but I can't sing.
You said it. I didn't. But I'll make up for the both of us. Since we're so nostalgic about those good old days, what could be more appropriate than those were the days, my friends, I thought would never end. We'll sing and dance forever and... Now. I don't know whether the audience will like it or not, but we'll do it anyway. And if they want an encore, we'll give them another chorus. All right. Now, we're something different tonight. How about a dress or a suit or something brighter than this? And if you have a colorful hat or maybe a scarf?
Now, just a minute. You can't talk to me like that, ordering me around as though I'm your wife. Pardon me?
Yes.
I must make a phone call to my daughter. Excuse me, do you have the right time?
Yes, I do.
Well,
Well, what?
maybe you didn't hear me.
I heard you perfectly.
I asked you very politely if you had the right time.
And I answered you very politely that I did.
Oh, no. Let's not go through that again.
But it was fun, wasn't it? At least we did become friends. Didn't we?
Well, I must admit, but I'll be back in a minute.
Now do you see what I mean? When I said a funny thing happened to me on the way to the meeting? All that day we quarreled and argued and never stopped talking to each other. Here she comes now. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I never did tell her what time it was. Except that in due time, I told her that maybe it was time we were married. And we've been happily married ever after.
I